Hi guys, hi everyone, and welcome to another video of Linux for absolute beginner. My name is Tia from DevOps Easy Learning, and today we'll be going through type of shell in Linux. Right? In Linux, basically we have like ton of shells that can be used, right? And we have some popular one such as the Kong shell and also the born shell, which is just called an SH, and also the born again shell, right? The born again shell here, it is just an enhanced version of the born shell. And this is Stephen Bond was having the one that basically cloned the born shell here and create something called a born again shell. And when we talk about born again shell, why is the default shell? We also know this one as a bash shell, right? Bash. Why is it a default shell in Linux? This is a default shell in Linux because it basically have a lot of stuff that other shell does not have, such as what? Something called a command aliasing. When we talk about the command aliases, what does that mean? That means we can kind of set up an alias, right? And we can use that as a command instead. For instance, we basically know that in Linux, if you want to type ls, you can go ahead here and type ls and say -l for long list. What happens here is that you can set up something called an alias, and you say alias, you say l, just equal. If you say L and you say equal, you can put this one in quote here, you say ls and you say -l here, which is long list, and you type that. If you type L, it's going to basically run that command called ls-l, right? And if you really want to know how to use aliases, please let me know in the comment below, and I will go ahead and create another video explain how you can use aliases even in the real world to make your life easy, right? Why? The born shell basically support this. And if you are using maybe the born again shell, which is the bash shell, support this. And let's say you are using the born shell, it doesn't have this feature. Another thing here, it is called like auto completion. For instance, let's say I have this directory here. If you say ls-l, I have all these directories here. And let's say I want to move into a specific directory. I can say I can just say cd and I type a. As you guys can see, alpha. If you put hyphen and type tab, auto completion, right? Which is really, really handy here. And this can really speed up your work in Linux, right? Because you can use the auto completion here in what? In bash shell, so that you won't type everything. Let's say if you want to type all this alpha, the hyphen website hyphen development for COVID-19, you want to type everything, it is going to take time, right? Because if you're using a born shell or other type of shell, you have to do so. Why? Because you don't have this auto completion capability there, right? And that is one of the reasons why the bash shell or the born again shell, it is very important, and it is widely used, right? Now, what are some type of shell that we can see in Linux? In Linux, if you kind of open this file here called cat80 80 shells, it is going to print all the shells that we have in Linux. And let me kind of pull my command line, and if you just go ahead and say cat/80 etc and say shells with s, as you guys can see, these are all the shell. And the one that we are using now, which is the default one, it is the born again shell, known also as a bash shell. And this is the sh shell, which is also widely used out there, but a lot of people will go ahead and use the born again shell or the bash shell. Why? Because they have a lot of stuff that other shell will not be able. And if you're using that, you will struggle. How? You cannot record a previous command that you type. If you're trying to record a previous command that you type, you might run into an issue. If you want to use auto completion, you might run into it's not going to work. And if you want to kind of use the command aliases, that is not going to be possible. Which one are you going to choose? Are you going to choose the born shell, or are you going to choose the born again shell that was created by Stephen Bond? Are you going to do that? That is why companies kind of opt for this one. And how can you check a default shell? Because right now, We are saying that it is a default shell. How can we prove that? If you tab echo and you say $, this one is just a system environment variable. If you say $shell and you hit enter, you guys will see here that it is saying bin bash, which is a born again shell known as a bash shell, and it is a default shell in Linux. Let's say you are going to an interview and they ask you, what is the default shell in Linux and why? The default shell in Linux is a born again shell, also known as a bash shell. Why it is a default shell? It is a default shell because it basically has some features that other shell does not have, such as what? The command aliasing, such as what? Yeah, we have command aliasing. We also have auto completion. We have stuff like we can kind of record the previous command that without any issue, and so on. We have a bunch of them, and you can go ahead and see everything here on the PowerPoint. Read or the future if you want. That's it for this video, guys. If you like this video, please let me know in the comment below, and also if you have not yet subscribed to our YouTube channel, please go ahead and do so. Also, please do not forget to follow us on social media such as Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, and so on. Thank you. Bye-bye.